Hey, everybody, welcome back. Did you know that the state of Illinois is about ready to just turn the whole state over to criminals? No? Well, look at this. It says cash bail out in Illinois starting Monday. So, you know what? Just kick them loose. You bring them in, let them go. Welcome back to the political living room. I am Karen. This is not my living room. This is a very cozy corner in the kitchen of the house my husband grew up in. It's his birthday, so we're celebrating today. Happy Virgo. Happy red wine. Hmm. Now let's get to it. It really does say that. Cash bail out in Illinois starting Monday. Thank you, Post Millennial, for bringing us this terrifying news. Okay, it says an Illinois law eliminating cash bail statewide is set to go into effect on Monday. According to NBC5 Chicago, this comes after 2 months after the state Supreme Court ruled that the Pretrial Fairness Act, which is part of the larger Safety Act, it should just be the Criminality Act, was constitutional. Okay. Under the bill, judges will determine whether suspects accused of specific felonies or violent misdemeanors, felonies or misdemeanors, not parking tickets, not misdemeanors like jaywalking, but violent misdemeanors. Whether suspects accused of specific felonies or violent misdemeanors who pose a risk to the community or another person will be detained pre-trial. Judges will also be required to determine if the defendant is a flight risk. Judges can determine that. You know, we are in the era of activist woke judges. So how many people you think they're going to keep over? How many people that you think are going to wind up in lockup? Zero. Okay. Defendants can be denied pretrial release if charged with counts that include aggravated discharge of a firearm, unlawful sales or delivery of firearms, human trafficking, child abduction, reckless homicide. Reckless homicide? What about just plain old homicide? Hate crimes, threatening a public official, residential burglary, or child endangerment. What about rape? What about homicide? What about aggravated assault? Nah, don't worry about that. We got to be kind to people. We've got to be understanding because, reasons and be kind and be kind. Be kind. Okay. Now, it does say here, hold on, let's just go back to this for a second. Now, it does say that defendants can be denied pretrial release, but not that they will be denied pretrial release if they commit these offenses. And if we go back to the beginning of the article, the bill states that all defendants shall be presumed eligible for pretrial release. So I don't know if this is an issue with the post-millennial here or if the language in the bill is a little bit confusing. But let's go a little further in the article and see what it says because we get to this, right? All defendants shall be presumed eligible for pretrial release, right? And the state shall bear the burden of proving by clear and convincing evidence that the proof is evident or the presumption great that the defendant has committed an offense listed in subsection of the bill and the defendant poses a threat to others in the community. So the state or the lawyer, the public defender, has to prove that the defendant committed one of these offenses. But again, look what's not on here: rape, homicide, aggravated assault. It says residential burglary, but not shoplifting. Interesting, right? So some of the crimes that are most likely to be committed, those aren't crimes that are considered where you could be liable for cash bail or where you could be denied pretrial release. So you sexually assault a woman? Go home. Go and sin no more. You beat somebody up in the street? You might have been in a bad mood. Somebody might have been hungry. Who knows? Whatever. We're sure you'll be back. So you just go and do whatever it is you're going to do. We'll see you later. Okay, let's go a little further in the article. It says, the state shall bear the burden of proving by clear and convincing evidence that the proof is evident or the presumption great that the defendant has committed an offense in subsection of the bill and the defendant poses a threat to others or the community. Right, but the judge also has to agree. And if you've got a woke activist judge, nobody's going to jail. Here we go. The bill states that decisions regarding release, conditions of release, and detention prior to trial must be individualized. So you've got to consider each and every case. There's extenuating circumstances all over the place. And what's particularly disturbing, check this out. No single factor or standard may be used exclusively to order detention. So, no single factor. No single factor. So, maybe in the course of raping the woman, you broke her jaw when you punched her in the face and knocked her out. Who cares? Whatever. Maybe in the course of shoplifting, you stabbed the store owner to death. But shoplifting isn't listed as one of the crimes that can be considered for someone to be denied pretrial release. And if the guy didn't die by the time you get to court, there's no homicide. So go home. Go home, you'll be fine. You come back in a couple weeks. We'll talk about it a little more. Even more disturbing. Risk assessment tools may not be used as the sole basis to deny pretrial release. So you know that sex offenders tend to be serial offenders, right? Come on. So you can't use that as a consideration for whether or not someone should be denied pretrial release. Also, shoplifters tend to make a career out of that. You can't decide that. You can't use that either. Come on. You're not being kind. Be kind. Let's keep going. In a statement published on Thursday, the Cook County government said that Cook County stands ready to implement all aspects of the act, basically to turn the state of Illinois over to criminals. Go ahead, take it over. Don't worry about it. We'll all be fine. Including the new initial appearance and detention hearing process. With the elimination of cash bail, Cook County stands as a beacon of justice where decisions are made on safety, not dollars. What? So turning rapists and violent felons out into the community after they've committed a violent felony, that makes people safer somehow or another. Keeping them in jail, I guess that endangers the other jailbirds. I don't know. I'm just saying. Okay. Together with all our agencies and community stakeholders, we are confident in the successful rollout and the enduring positive impact, meaning scaring your population into just staying home or possibly into buying, shall we say, personal defense items. We are confident in the successful rollout and the enduring positive impact of the Pretrial Fairness Act, because God knows if somebody rapes a woman or beats somebody up in the street or shoplifts and, manages to kill the shop owner, they should really just go home at the end of the night because, reasons. Alrighty, so that is going to finish us up. I will see you in the next one. And until then, have a great night. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.